Hi guys, Frankie Tech here, and I want to address this situation uncut, no edits, just my thoughts on what has been going on this week with not just my channel, but with another fellow channel, and the situation we've basically had of reviewing a certain device only to have the company do something that we never expected would happen, which was actually turn their backs and actually no longer either delay or no longer send us the review units for this said product. I think you guys know what company I'm talking about, but this just kind of speaks to a larger kind of talk about honest reviews on YouTube and this whole kind of YouTube racket, this YouTube review racket that I call it, which is companies basically really kind of trying to create the narrative around their product and only keeping things so positive that they really don't want to see any negative feedback, any kind of negative or even cons, any type of like different opinion on a product, so much so that they are now kind of moving towards these commercialized, very paid, very kind of glossed over type of reviews that you initially see for these products. Now, with the recent launch of the phone that I'm kind of talking about here, you probably know which one I'm talking about already. We kind of saw a similar thing, and there were a number of kind of in the moment, day one reviews that were released. Now, I think nothing against those creators 100%. I really don't have a problem with them. But within a lot of those videos, there are clearly a number of creators who are doing just that. They are doing what I would call a paid review. So they're basically getting the phone, and for a certain sum of money, obviously, that the company has given them, they will only speak positive things. They will only say very truthful, honest feedback about a phone, when in reality, they are just glossing over details. And it is essentially no better than an infomercial, an outsourced infomercial for this phone. Now, I consider myself someone who kind of gives my honest take on devices. I've always done that. And there have been times when I've loved stuff, let's say that a Xiaomi or a Realme does, and there's sometimes that I don't love that stuff. And I've always been very vocal either way, whether I like something or I don't. I mean, generally, I'm a pretty positive, upbeat guy. And I think most of you would assume that I'm a fanboy of a lot of these companies. I do love the stuff that Xiaomi does, the stuff that Realme does. I've loved a lot of stuff that OnePlus does, even though I disagree with a lot of their things. And I guess the whole point is that despite having my negative critiques of their products, I think that's okay. And I kind of measure that with a lot of positive feedback and a lot of positive feelings about a product. The reality is no product is perfect. And this idea that companies want to create this aura of a perfect device to basically claim this device as the best display in the history of displays. I get it. Superlatives, hyping up features gets clicks and gets views and makes people excited about a product. Completely. You say 144 hertz, highest refresh rate on a phone, greatest display on a phone. That will make people think that that's the case. But the reality is there's always another side to it. And I just think that companies are doing a disservice to their consumers, to the consumers out there, when they don't actually have a measured approach to their products. Now, I believe my videos have always tried to take this kind of fine line between sharing and praising certain aspects of the product, but also sharing my feelings and opinions on a product when I don't like things. And clearly one thing that I'm not a huge fan of is, for example, LCD displays. I personally like using AMOLED displays. That's a preference thing. But it doesn't mean that the display technology inherently is bad. It doesn't mean that, a lot of people won't like it. But in my opinion, it's the wrong choice. And in my opinion, it's not a device that I'd like to use. Does that mean that I hate the device? It's not about the device, guys. It's really more about the companies and the tactics that they use to actually make sure that what you see on a product is just that. Exactly the narrative and kind of the story behind what they want you to know. And everything else is kind of on the sides. We don't know about it. We don't care about it. Why do you think when you see these kind of tweets from companies about a device, then you go to the comments, the responses to those tweets, and there's never a response back? People are speaking the truth there about their opinions of a device. And yet companies never respond to that, because for them it doesn't exist. They're doing their marketing PR move. They're just basically telling you all the great things, and that's the point. They want you to buy the phones. But I think the reality is, by trying to limit the honest take and the honest reviews out there from channels like I Hope Myself, from channels like Chris from Tech Tablets, that really give the honest feedback on a product, it's doing a disservice to consumers, and it's doing a disservice ultimately, I think, to the companies out there that actually think this is the right move, because it reflects really poorly on them. And I think a lot of people, when they make their buying decisions, not just for the hype, when they're making their buying decisions, they actually want to know these things. And maybe it's a little bit of a limitation, or maybe it's a negative about the product that they can live with, that they can just say, I'll deal with that, and then just use it anyway. That's fine. But to pretend like every product is like the greatest ever, and to pretend that a device or a series of devices is without any fault is just fake. It's just completely fake. And it really makes me sad to see companies that I actually really have loved, that I've supported, and that I've probably recommended more than any other companies on this channel, act this way. It's really lousy. It's just really lousy. And I just think to myself, if this is how they treat a channel of my size and a channel like Chris from Tech Tablet size, if this is how channels like us are treated, then how are the actual consumers who are watching our videos for this type of information, how are they treated? I really do think that, despite all of this, I love tech. I'm a lover of all sorts of tech, but I'm always going to say what I love and what I don't like. If that means I'm excluded from some sort of an early access, or being able to share my honest feedback on a device, then that's really sad. Because the reality is, it's just doing a disservice to consumers. And we really do need more channels like Tech Tablets. We need more channels that speak the truth, that actually are not afraid to just share the honest feedback of an experience of using a device. But anyways, guys, this is the rant that I just wanted to share with you guys. And I really do appreciate all the support. This week has been really tough, obviously with the loss of our dog as well, compounded with this situation that just got out of hand. As of right now, I don't know if I will be reviewing that said phone in question. And to be honest, if it is released here officially for purchase, I'm not going to buy it. I have no desire to buy a device, and currently, as it stands, support a company that would pull this type of tactic on one of their biggest fans and one of their biggest promoters of their products. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. And if you do have any thoughts, any comments, let's keep it civil. But I just wanted to share once again my thoughts on this whole kind of situation. And stay tuned, obviously, for more great content here on Frankie Tech. We're just going to keep moving forward here. I took a little bit of a break. I'm not taking a break for now. I might take a weekend break. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.